Yo, we're finna get into this YouTube outage situation. Finna go ahead and hit the broadcast live right here and go ahead and stream about this scenario that we just had that comes at perfect timing, right? So, like I said, YouTube outage. What's happening is abnormal. They say it in the articles. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you YouTube's statement, and we're just going to talk about how the timing just came. Had people giving me messages from all across, from people from Sweden, messaging me about the YouTube situation. People just coming to me all over social media. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get into this situation and cover what we had transpire a couple days ago and how this links into this. So like I said, they always choose the perfect timing on what they're doing. So we watched that and we know that. All right, so just over the weekend, we all know we heard a report. Global internet breakdown over the next 48 hours could affect some DNS users, which it didn't affect everybody at that moment or in that time, but they said it would, and all of a sudden nobody really got affected. And then now we had these outages happening on YouTube like everywhere. So right after they say that, we get breaking. YouTube down worldwide. Mine was down too. YouTube down worldwide as furious users left unable to access video sharing website. The outages appear to be worldwide as hundreds of users took to Twitter to vent their frustration as the site crashed on Monday morning. And they said Monday morning, so today was Tuesday. I didn't even know about the crashes yesterday. You had your outage areas that they put on the map here. Like I said, I did get calls, well, not calls, but messages from Australia. And of course, over the United States, people telling Florida, all different areas of my town, Gulfport, just everywhere. Right after they said that ICANN was going to be updated, right, with the internet code keys or cryptic keys or whatever like that. And somebody says, did YouTube just get hacked? Entire site is down, apps are down, complete failure. Now, we have been seeing a lot of hacking this month, no doubt about it. And, this was very big because this hasn't happened before. And we're going to show you in the articles how they say that. We're going to get to that. We're also going to show you YouTube's little statement that they gave out as well. But clearly, we've had lots of hacks. We had the 50 million data breach on Facebook just happened. We had Google Plus get hacked just happened. And you just got to think about it, that YouTube and Google pretty much a team. They're pretty much linked together now. So when you talk about data, they're both integrated. They're, of course, in bed with each other. So the funny thing about that story about Google and YouTube in this situation, it was like the CEO, Sarah, back in the day, they was working with Facebook. And I remember those two, I believe, was in the same house working with the same company. But aside from that, let's just move into it. So we heard ICANN was going to be updating the cryptographic keys, as they said, and then that was just Friday. And 2 days after that, they said that was supposed to be the outages happening. Well, we get the outages now, and then the CEO, Goran Marby, he firmly supports China. Remember that now. He firmly supports China, and when he said updating the cryptographic keys, he went in on a meeting. He talked about ending user rights. He talked about all of that stuff. So you have to link that in to what just happened as outage scenarios transpire. So obviously it was to help out communist China. And then, of course, we got the kill switch already set in by Obama in 2012. So was this just a test run? But one thing is for sure, we are in the crosshairs. Just like they said, this article came out. Trump trying to fight puts U.S. tech in the crosshairs. So basically right now, in tech community, in online internet data systems, we're in the crosshairs. We are the target. U.S. is the target. So that's what we're getting. We're getting more of this targetization happening right now. But now we're going to get you into the YouTube pretty much statement after we show you this article. YouTube down according to reports worldwide and Twitter reacts. thousands of retweets, thousands of views. Most people trying to figure out what's going on, putting you into what YouTube said. It says, thanks for your reports about YouTube TV, YouTube music access issues. We're working on resolving this and we'll let you know once fixed. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and we'll keep you updated. So they basically just give you the little corporate response, corporate bull crap, basically just telling you something just to keep you updated so you feel okay. But they won't go into detail about what happened. This is a big problem. So let's read what this article further says. It says servers worldwide are reporting YouTube is down. For many people, the reason is not yet known, but reports coming in fast. This is unusual for one of the most popular websites in the world so far. So they said it themselves. It's unusual. It says YouTube hasn't issued an official statement about what's happened except the note that they are working on a problem. Although the site may occasionally have brief issues in the past, being down this long is very rare. So that's coming from your articles right there telling you that some regions are reporting that the site is beginning to start working correctly again as about 10 p.m. Eastern, but others are still having issues. This is a developing story. So yeah, YouTube gave you the corporate response or whatever, and then go into big detail. But let's link it up. Goran Marby, the CEO, said they're updating the cryptographic keys. Along with Communist China, who's setting up Project Dragonfly, helping them with the internet, and he said that he wanted to end user rights and he was for the long-term development of this community. And we had the spy chips and all that stuff happening. Google don't want to work with the Pentagon no more. Now Jeff Bezos is taking on, I believe, a $10 million or $10 billion contract to work with U.S. defense because Google says they couldn't do it because they're working with China. So all that stuff has to link into everything that we're seeing right now. There's no doubt about it. And I said the big question next here is like, are they going to disclose what happened? Because when Google Plus just recently got hacked, that's another thing. Google Plus recently was hacked, right? And they didn't tell anybody, and they said they previously had known this for about 2 or 3 months. So now is this the big hack right here that we're having with this situation? Because obviously the article just said this is not normal and this doesn't usually happen, especially for this website. And we've had hack. Right after ICANN said though, 48 hours, internet service will be down. And it was also other outages they said with AT&T just the other day. They had said AT&T was out in certain areas, and then you had them like, oh, lightning hit the building, and when they had all these internet outages, that was like a day ago that happened. And so they said lightning struck, AT&T, all that stuff was down. But it's like everything that's happening right now is happening with the internet and the systems right now that's in place. So we're just looking into this report, and as we link up everything, why is the timing so perfect right after ICANN said that? This is one of the big things I look at. Why, after ICANN said that, we see that happen right this week. I mean, it's quite obvious once you just put those pieces together. And then you look at the CEO who's working behind the scenes to help the global elite to pretty much line this thing up. So everybody is really out for China right now, and everybody's talking about it. Even in your reports about 5G being deployed, people are not trusting China because of the companies they're with. And it's not just us in America. It's other countries too about China. So, you look at Australia. Hold on just a second. We just had some buffering. All right. Anyway, it says Australia bans China, ZTE, Hawaii, however you say it, from its 5G network over spy fear. So Australia banning them. And they don't want that because China, that's their highest telecommunications companies, pretty much Hawaii and ZTE. China's leading telecommunications companies have been banned from providing 5G equipment to Australia over national security concerns. The firms are under suspicion for enabling Chinese interference and hacking of networks in foreign territories. You got India pretty much on the same level. India's 5G rollout, which 5G is dangerous. It's a dangerous health experiment on the public. Shouldn't be deployed at all. But anyway, India's 5G rollout not to have Chinese firms participate amid spying concerns. This happened right after we found out about the spy chips all in Apple companies and of course in the United States. So ask the question, why are they all worried about China? Because they're spying, they're trying to take over the internet, trying to have centralized control. When you look at the BRI initiative, they got a whole bunch of countries already under their central control, or they control the internet whenever they want. So we got that happening, and all these companies, most of the people who use the ZTE cell phones, will they ban that outright? Because that's coming directly straight out of China. That's their product. You also got the United States. On the same level, U.S. senators reportedly warned Trudeau to ban Huawei or 5G on 5G. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has reportedly been warned by 2 U.S. senators to exclude these companies from taking part in nationwide 5G mobile network deployments because they're worried about the spy tactics of China, the communist control that they want upon the country. And it's not just our country, it's everywhere. And some people say like, oh, well, some people, I've been getting in all these pretty much notifications that certain things on my phone is not operating, and like I don't know why. It's all these technical difficulties. It's just like different things happening. So I'm just like looking at this, really following up with the reports that we've been talking about, and it really just links all into that. It links all into that. So here we are, but they're gonna come out with a statement. It's gonna be some little watered down stuff. We'll probably update you on that to see what that statement says. But it's completely obvious how this happened, and it's all happened in perfect organizational structure to me. If you see it, and if you've been watching the channel, you would know exactly what we're talking about here. So that's what's really probably happening. As far as you look at it being hacking, I don't even know if I can say it was a hack, because once they upgraded with the keys, the cryptographic key, that was just an obvious handover to China firms. So that's one of the big things. So how is it a hack if the keys was handed over and giving it all to the DNS servers, giving the access to the DNS servers? So obviously they came for the YouTube DNS server. They came for Facebook DNS server. They came for a Google Plus DNS server. And then they hit YouTube. Like I said, YouTube linked to Google. And everybody wants to ban them from deploying 5G because they're able to interlink pretty much with that technology with their top companies, and then go in and use it as spy data tools. Then it kind of makes you go back and think about the building that was pretty much earlier, the National Observatory. I don't think they had any 5G or anything like that deployed out there. It was from the telescope. So you got all that little information linking up. It's all mysterious, but it's all abnormal, but it all makes sense about what's happening. So this is not normal technical difficulties as people may think it was, because you even got the articles releasing it saying it. And I don't really remember an outage like this. But like I said, it all links up to make perfect sense to me. And appreciate the donation here. So I'm going to come back and give you more updates on this report for sure. Like we said, the globalists basically have the keys to shut down the internet. Basically, you got a couple people coming up trying to fight against the process, and you got a couple people talking about it. Why do you think so many people also been getting banned? So lots of people been getting banned, taken down for these specific reasons, because the globalists like have the keys to the internet. We know that though, but we also have to know how to operate without the internet, and that's just really one of the most important things. And you've seen most people taking to social media and really angry about this, but I wasn't pretty much angry, but I was very alert, and I was thinking about, okay, this is something that I'm already aware of. This is something that I already kind of pretty much know. But you notice that they used it. They said 48 hours, internet outages will happen. No internet outages really happen as much. Then they wait 2 days after, and then they hit hit everybody with the real outages just on that specific website. So they may come out with an article saying, oh, we was hacked. Or two, they may come out with an article saying that, well, you know, it was just some major technical difficulties. But if they say that, that's super suspicious and that's a lie. So if they say they're hacked, we also know that the code keys already been handed over. Apple's keys handed over. Cryptographic keys handed over. Both to China in reports. So yeah, I'm just really like thinking this out while I'm live streaming at the same time, giving you the information. But yeah, the globalists got the keys or whatever, and that's just the biggest part about it. And they want to engineer a shutdown for an emergency situation, of course. So right now it could just be a little beta test run, and they're hacking all the websites so that they can have totally compromised and ready to go. And they'll be able to just know they can just hit the switch and then bam, you know, the emergency, you know, no critical information get out from anybody from independent websites. All is set up for future operations. It's pretty much obvious just looking at everything that's just happening. So somebody says Twitter was acting up this morning too. Somebody says 1984 is here. We all communicate on here. They will block it somehow. Yeah, you're right. They will block it somehow. So what is the key to getting around that process? I was actually talking about this today with my yesterday night with my boy, and it's funny that this happens today because we were just talking about people need to just know how to navigate without these internet systems, and people need to know how to hunt. People need to know how to do a lot of things. So like I said, it's going to be basically in the future like a remnant of people will survive whatever is to come, but you know, you'll have to have these tactical skills and be able to breed a generation to make it without this technological state of mind and technological era that we live in, where this is algorithmic warfare. Like the DOD said, the Department of Defense said to Google, ready algorithmic warfare on April 2017. So they readied algorithmic warfare to use the machine and tech companies against humanity. So this is what we're seeing right now. We're in that age, and we are in the crosshairs of China, definitely. While you got Russia linking up with China because of what we've done in the Middle East. So you like I said, you look at all of those aspects and you put it together, link it together, you come to the conclusion and think about it in your mind. And basically, we got the information to understand what's happening. So use the information to understand that we have the ability to figure out what to do if the situation does happen. So we'll just give you that information, updating you. Somebody says, look, y'all can't fight death. It's just not about fighting death. It's about fighting for the future. Every time something happened in history, people fought. That's just like our ancestors that fought for people to get out of slavery. They fought for these systems to change. They fought for these new amendments to come about and be. So what we're doing right now is we're just continuing through the process. It's just a process that we continue through. Sure enough, it's going to be people that don't do anything. It's going to be people that act. That's all everybody's decision. I'm not making you take a decision here, but we're just giving you helpful information. So that's about it for this stream. And we'll be back maybe for another stream, give you more healthy low information. Share this one out.